What's up everyone, and welcome back to PokéGuys Pulling on a Budget. Today we're going to go over the difference in submitting directly to PSA versus submitting to PSA through GameStop. We submitted 6 cards total and got them all back. So I'm going to reveal their grades towards the end of the video. But in the meantime, I'm going to show you guys how to package your cards for sending to PSA Direct and what to expect when you're sending through GameStop. So let's get the budget up on the screen. I spent $60 on submitting them directly to PSA because we had a coupon code that covered 2 free submissions. We'll take that off the budget right now. And then through GameStop, it was $50 to submit through them. So we'll take that off the budget too. And then at the end of the video, I have 7 packs that I'm going to open for you. 6 Silver Tempest, 1 Fusion Strike, that we actually picked up in a trade, so we didn't have to spend any money on them, which is always good when you're trying to keep your budget good and level. So stay tuned. Okay, so like I said, I was able to get a coupon code for PSA to submit pay for 1 submission and get 2 free. So these are the cards that I'm submitting, and definitely forgot to show you how I package these cards. So as we go, I'm just going to go over the cards and then I'll show you how to package them some other way. So the first card that we had was this Coradon card from Scarlet and Violet base. The front looks pretty good. The back, if you look down in the bottom corner next to where my finger is, there is a little nick of white that I didn't see right away when I was submitting it. But overall, the card looks pretty good. Should come back at least a 9, hoping for a 10, but we'll see what they do on that. The next card that we're going to submit is this hyper rare Charizard from Obsidian Flames. I pulled it on, I think, a short, if not, then on this channel. Again, looks like a pretty good card, should come back. Hopefully a 10, at the very least a 9. I don't really see anything wrong with the centering or anything like that. And then last but not least is this Teal Mask Ogerpon from Prismatic Evolutions that I pulled right here on the channel. The card looks great. The only problem is there's not a lot of data on this card. The set was so new when I submitted these that the only thing that's on there is that there's 1 PSA 9. Imagine it's going to be different by the time I get it back, but I'm hoping that we get the first 10, if you know what I mean. So those are the 3 cards that I'm submitting directly to PSA. For now, I'm going to show you how to package cards and send them to PSA. Packaging cards to send either through GameStop or PSA have a lot of similarities, but there is a big difference in the fact that you're actually packaging your own stuff when you're sending directly to PSA versus you're kind of just handing your cards off for someone else to send them off, which can be a little intimidating, but I'll talk through that and see and tell you guys kind of how that went. So I grabbed 3 random cards from my bulk stack because obviously these are already graded and I can't show you how I package those. So we're going to go over Inkay, Rhydon, and Butterfree and how you package those to get ready to send them off. GameStop is super simple in the fact that all you really have to do is sleeve your card and find a card saver. Ultra Pro sells these. I think they're called semi-rigid card savers. You can find them on Amazon for super cheap, but you get the card in there without damaging it, which this is the whole reason why PSA probably wants them in this, because it's very hard to get them out afterwards. But you put it in there and it's all good to go, right? And then you take this to GameStop with your other cards that you want graded, and you tell them, hey, I want to grade some cards. They charge your card and send it off for you and label it and all that good stuff. GameStop does have card sleeves and these card protectors at GameStop that I think they charge you a little bit for, but I do also know that sometimes they do weekend events where they provide the materials for free and you're just going in and paying for the actual service. When I submitted them, it was $18.99 a piece per card, plus $5 shipping if you weren't a pro member. I got a pro membership while I was there, so I got free shipping. It gives you, technically it's $5 off, but it covers the shipping. And then by the time I got them back, it went up to $19.99 a card with $10 shipping, and pro members still get $5 off. So you get 50% off the shipping price. And I think that's because I also saw that PSA's prices went up. So obviously GameStop's not going to lose money on submitting cards through them. But that's how you package them for GameStop. And we'll do a little cut take to me actually going to GameStop out in the wild. So it is currently March 15th. I just got a notification yesterday that the ones that I sent directly to PSA just entered their research and ID phase. So I wanted to stop by GameStop and turn in 3 more to see at this point which one of them comes back faster. So I'm gonna go in here and submit Bravery, my Master Ball Litleo, and my Pokeball Eevee, Surging Sparks and Prismatic Evolutions, and let's see what happens. All right, so they weren't comfortable with me filming in there, but that's okay. They didn't want to be on camera. We submitted the 3 cards. I ended up getting a pro membership because why not? Free shipping, $5 off, all that good stuff. But once they come back, they're going to call me and we're going to come pick them up. All right. Well, you got to see Drano out in the wild. So that was a lot of fun. But now we're going to talk about packaging to send to PSA directly. So there's quite a few things involved in this as you go through the submission on the website. Once you get to the end, they kind of send you a step-by-step thing that you can either look at on the computer, your phone, or you can print it out and follow it step by step. But they're going to send you a few things. You're going to package your cards just like you would if you were taking them to GameStop, whereas you're putting them in the penny sleeves and then putting them in the semi-rigid card holders, which let me know in the comments if I'm giving these the wrong name, but I think I heard that's what they're called. I like the Card Saver 2s just because they are relatively cheap and they hold your cards very well. Not too familiar with the Ultra Pros or anything else, but so you have your cards that you're going to send directly to PSA in a penny sleeve, that's important, in a semi-rigid card holder, which is also important, and they're ready to go. So the couple other things that they're going to give you to print out is I made a shipping label. They're going to have you print out a shipping label that sends it directly to PSA, barcode for the scanning for the shipping. They're going to give you a little barcode which goes on the outside of your box. Obviously it's going to look like an actual barcode and not this drawn up one that I did, but I decided to have some fun with it. And then they're going to give you an order form that looks similar to this. It's going to have your order number, your information, card information, the barcode, the same barcode that's on the outside box. And then very important, it's going to have a list of cards in order of how you need to send them. So ours says Inkay, Ride-On, and Butterfree. And you just have to make sure that when you package your cards, they are in that order. So Inkay, Ride-On, Butterfree, right? And then the step-by-step tutorial says to sandwich them between a couple of pieces of cardboard, which I have cut up a piece of cardboard to show you guys. Again, we're going to do Inkay, Ride-On, Butterfree, because that's what our order form says. And then to rubber band that cardboard so that way the cards don't come out. And I'm trying to get this on camera at the same time, but it's really hard. So that way the cards don't come out. You can see I have that rubber banded there. It's rubber banded on the back. So that way the cards are nice and stable in there. And then one thing I did, I don't know if this is what you should do, but this is what I did when you send it, is I wrote top on here. So that way when they open it, they know this is the top, the cards should be in order, and all that good stuff, right? So again, make sure your cards are safe, make sure they're in enough of a cardboard sandwich where all sides are protected. And then PSA tells you to wrap it in bubble wrap, shipping paper, some kind of protective thing in order to make sure that they are very protected when they go to PSA. So now they're wrapped in bubble wrap, which is always great. And then you want to get a box big enough to fit the cards that you're sending. I just grabbed this one, and you put them in there nice and snug. I grabbed some packing paper just to make sure. You see that gap up here? So I grabbed some packing paper just to kind of shove in there and make sure that my cards are extra protected. Make sure your order form is in the box. So you want to fold up your order form. I put mine in the top of the box when I sent it. And now you can close it up, tape it up, apply your shipping label and your barcode to the outside of the box somewhere, because when it gets there, they'll scan it. And you send it off. You take it to FedEx, USPS, whatever shipping method you chose, and you send it off to PSA. I chose FedEx. It was a little bit more expensive, but it got there in 2 days. Hindsight, with the time frame of them sending it back, it didn't really matter, but it was $20 to send it there, $20 for the card to get graded, and then $20 for them to send it back. There are options where you can send it to the vault and all that good stuff, but I had it sent back so that way we could do this video, and I don't really plan on selling the ones that I sent directly to PSA. With that in mind, I'll put the timetable up and show you the dates in which everything was taken care of. And I have my little cheat sheet up here, so I'm going to read off of that. So I sent the PSA order on the 8th of February and got it back in hand on the 2nd of May. So very, not too long ago before we recorded this video. You can see the steps in there that it took almost a month for them to put it in order prep and research and ID. So there is quite a waiting time. The one thing I don't like about sending directly to PSA is if you look at the QA checks and the completing dates, they didn't charge me until the next day when they shipped it, but there's no solid time frame on when that's going to happen. As opposed to GameStop, you look at those dates. I didn't have the order created until the day after my cards went into research and ID, as you could tell from the little cutaway. Just because I heard that GameStop is a little faster. They charge right up front when the order is created, and then you do get an upcharge if your cards come back at a higher value than what they're insured for, which is the normal $500. They didn't ship them until the following week because they ship them in bulk, so they wait until they get a certain amount and then ship it off. But the guy did make sure to tell me that they don't keep them for more than a week. PSA received them again a month later, and then everything kind of moved steadily until the 29th. You can see that the dates matched up. They were in assembly the same time that my direct cards were in completing. And then it kind of went quiet for a couple of weeks. They hit QA checks, graded, and shipped all in the same day, just a week or so ago by the time we're recording this. And then they were ready for pickup within 2 days after they were shipped. So they were shipped back 2 days. I got the email from GameStop saying, hey, come pick up your cards. So that was all great. And I'm very, very happy with how GameStop did it because, like I said, you get charged up front. There's no guessing, especially if you're on a budget. There's no guessing how much you need to budget for if you're sending directly to PSA. There might be on the back end a little bit of an upcharge if you have to pay for higher shipping. If you're submitting cards like, my Mewtwo that I have here in the back that's worth $120, it's going to be worth a lot more if I get it graded. All that good stuff. And then I know you guys have seen Ancient Mew floating around back here. I cheated about that. I got a killer deal on it, so I couldn't say no. And Ancient Mew is one of my favorite cards growing up after that Pokemon movie came out. But I did not get that graded myself. These 6 were the first cards that I ever got graded. And we'll go over the grade I got on each one right now. So on the Master Ball Lit Leo from Prismatic Evolutions that I opened up right here on the channel, pretty clean card. Both the front and the back were good. I submitted this one through GameStop. GameStop, when you go and pick up your cards, they show you your grades and ask you if you're happy with your grades. I forgot to ask the girl if I could just not see them, but I do know what I got on this. So let's just get into it. I ended up getting a near mint to mint 8. which is okay after I looked at it a little bit. There were a couple, if you look down here, if the camera will focus, there's a little nick there. I mean, that's really the only thing on the back. On the front, we compared it to another card, and it does look like it's a little off-centered to this way. But the GameStop employee was very, very shocked that it wasn't at least a 9, but an 8's okay. So we got an 8 on the Master Ball Litleo. On the Pokeball Eevee, again, the card is in great condition, straight to sleeve after I pulled it from a pack. The back on this one, I think the centering is great. It had one, again, tiny little nick down there that I don't even think the camera can pick it up. But on this one, we ended up getting a mint 9. So again, not a 10 like we wanted, but still a decent grade for a really good card. And this one looks like it's because it might be leaning a little bit heavy to this side, but it just all depends on if they got nitpicky down at PSA when they did it. So there's that. Braviary from Surging Sparks, I pulled on this channel. Again, a beautiful card. We love the way it looks. And that, I think, is on the case. Yeah, that was a little hair on the case. Centering is great on the front and the back. I didn't really see any nicks on it, and I don't think PSA saw any nicks on it either because they gave me a Gem Mint 10. So first 10 that I've ever owned and that I've ever gotten. So that is always exciting. I'm super excited for this. I might have jumped up and down in GameStop when they handed it to me because I did not check the app. That is something you can do too. They show you on the app, you can reveal your grades. But I didn't check it. I went in to pick them up, and the GameStop employee said that they had to show me because if I wasn't happy with them, they were going to go through the whole process again and send them back to be graded. And I said, no, I don't want that. But moving on, the ones that I sent directly to PSA. The Teal Mask Ogerpon that we were hoping to get the first, in quotes, 10 on, they sent back. The card is in great condition. Again, a little nick down there. You can kind of see it on the camera that I didn't see when I was packaging it up. So could have happened in shipping. It could have been there before I sent it, but we'll never know. And PSA decided that this one was a near mint 8. So not the first Teal Mask Ogerpon 10. Definitely not the first 8. By the time we got it back, the population report skyrocketed as I thought it would, but we got an 8 on this one. So not too shabby there. Koraidon Special Illustration Rare from Scarlet and Violet Base. Again, beautiful card on the front. On the back, I think, yeah, down here in the corner where my finger is behind, you can see just the faintest little white nick there. That, again, I didn't see when I was packaging it up. But we're here, and we got a near mint to mint 8. So another 8 on that one directly from PSA. And then the Charizard Hyper Rare. I'm really hoping for a 10 on this one. It looks great on the front, great on the back. I didn't see any print lines when I submitted it. I wish PSA didn't upcharge for them to give you the grading report, but they do. And they gave me a mint 9 on this Charizard EX. So no 10s directly from PSA. But that's okay. We ended up getting a 10 on that Braviary from Surging Sparks. So that's always nice, especially when you pay $7 for a pack, pull a $7 card to even it out, and then get a 10 after spending $20 to get it graded. So don't hate that. Not too shabby on the grades that we got. We got nothing under an 8, so that's always a plus. But I did send some pretty decently good cards. And then to round off this set, if I didn't drop that, that's not near mint anymore. I have 6 Silver Tempest packs and 1 Fusion Strike pack that I'm going to open up. And we're going to do this kind of quickly since I've taken up a lot of your guys' time in showing you how to package PSA cards. So Corviknight VMAX, if that thing will ever focus. That is an awesome card. Maybe we'll send that one off to get graded. We got one hit. Another Pikachu, another Noibat. Wow, another Tyranitar. I'm pretty sure those last few cards were the same, except for that one. That's cool. Steel Energy, V-Guard Energy. It's a lot of Dragonairs that we got in a row. That one was a Rotom and a Dreepy, Vulpix, Emogula, Chimchio, Amaranth, Noivern. That's cool. We got Noibat and Noivern. Oh, and a Dratini. Spoiler alert. Oh, V-Star card. Okay. V-Star instead of an Energy. Lopunny, Quadstone, there's that Dratini, Clink, Stunfisk, Togedemaru, Esper, Vulpix, Arcanine. It's all good. I think if I go back and watch some of the previous videos with the Sword and Shield packs, other than the Mewtwo V-Star, I don't think we've had ton of, oh, we did that video where all those Crown Zenith packs were great. Yeah, that was a good video. So I take back what I said about Sword and Shield. Another Pikachu. Another Noibat. Wow. Sandile. Fletchling. Oh, Mawel V. Would you look at that? Yeah, I was about to say we don't have a lot of luck with Sword and Shield packs, but we had a ton of luck with that Sea and Sky box from Crown Zenith. I remember now. Leafy Camo Poncho, Palossand, Metang, Emolga, Meditite, Durant, Routes, Fletchling, and a Rayhan full art trainer. That is awesome. Good stuff. And then Fusion Strike, and hopefully we can pull something good out of this. Oh, code for you guys. There you go. Love it. Love it. Okay. Darkness. Turtonator. Not even gonna try that. Schoolgirl. Snom. Dreepy. Machuhita. Rookity. Dancer. Pikachu V. Okay. Awesome. Great hits. Obviously the Corviknight VMAX is probably, I would say the Rayhan's the best one out of these four. And that does it for PSA directly shipping to them versus shipping to them through GameStop. This video was a long time in the making, as you could tell from the dates on that spreadsheet that I showed you guys. But I'm glad we were able to do it for you and get them back with enough time to get the video out when I wanted to. So that's always good. Again, the obviously best card that we got is this Braviary 10 that we were able to pick up, but also not too unhappy with the 9s and the 8s that we got. And then out of the packs that we opened, we picked up the Full Art Rayon, the Corviknight VMAX, and a couple of Vs. As always, we still have the Houndstone EX Box Giveaway live. Once we hit 250 subs, we will go ahead and give that away anywhere in the world to one of you. All you have to do to enter is like this video down below, comment what your favorite Pokeball is, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. As always, thank you so much for watching PokéGuys Pulling on a Budget, and we'll see you on the next one.